it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and I'm going to tell kind of a long-winded story in this video, but I think it's an important story that I need to tell because I think it could really be helpful to some people who do a lot of hauling and either, have a truck or are looking to buy a new truck. And because it's information I didn't know or understand. So we'll start the story with what kind of truck I have and what kind of hauling I do. This is a 2019 Ram Limited 1500. So I paid over $60,000 for this truck. And the main things I tow with it are my 2 Series John Deere with all the attachments and stuff I have on it. Tractor weighs around 5,000 pounds and the trailer's about 2,000 pounds. So I'm hauling 7,000 pounds routinely on a truck with a tow rating of 12,000 pounds. I wanted a 3/4 ton diesel when I bought this truck, and I let the internet and YouTube and people on there talk me out of buying a diesel because they said you have problems with these late model diesels. And so I ended up getting a 1/2 ton truck. I mentioned what this setup weighs. I also do have a 14,000 pound dump trailer. The trailer weighs 4,000 pounds, 2 7,000 pound axles, so that fully loaded I can have 14,000 pounds behind it. But I go to the scales and I check, so I've never exceeded the rated load for this truck, but I have reached it. This has an 1,800 pound payload capacity, because I'm sure people are going to point out that it's not just tow rating, it's also your payload. But I don't think I've ever had 1,800 pounds of tongue weight, and a lot of people underestimate on these newer models what the actual payload is. When I was bush hogging the 49 acres, so that's been 3.5 weeks ago when I did that, I went to get in it and it drove flawlessly every time I've ever been in it. I went to start it up and it seemed like it was in limp mode or something, like the lights on the computer were doing weird things on the dash, and then it wouldn't shift. The transmission had went out and I was just shocked. Dodge has in the past had a reputation for having weak transmissions, but you hear, oh, that's a thing of the past, and I mean, mine went out. And that's fine. I thought, boy, I'm glad I spent $4,000 on an extended warranty. Growing up, my dad always told me, don't get the extended warranty. They'll find a way to not cover whatever happens. And I went into the dealership and he started selling me the extended warranty. I said, no, I don't want it. We sat there and talked for 30 minutes. He talked about his history in the business, the salesman. Nothing against the guy. I'm just telling you what happened. It was a 30-40 minute conversation while they were doing all the other paperwork. They wanted to do something with the truck, and while they were getting everything ready, he talked me into this extended warranty. It's not that much more in your payment, all those types of things. These warranties aren't like the ones in the past. They literally cover everything. Fast forward to my transmission going out. I call the dealership. I say, hey, there's something wrong with my truck. I don't know what's up. They have me tow the truck in, and it's 2 days before I hear anything. I keep calling them, hey, did you figure out what's going on with the truck? I says, hey, your transmission went out. So, well, dang, but I'm glad I got the warranty. Then he calls me the next day and he says, they have denied the claim on your warranty. I said, how's that possible? They said the reason that I wasn't covered under warranty is my tires. So this goes into the second long-winded part of this story. This truck is 2 years old last month. And like I said, I work it hard. I've got 90,000 miles on it. Quite a bit of that is towing miles. But, as a percentage, it's not that much. But I do tow with it a lot. So to be exact, right now it has 98,000 miles. Right now, these are my 4th set of tires in 98,000 miles. And all these tires are rated, 50, 60,000 miles. The factory tires on a $60,000 truck got me 28,000 miles. And I wasn't even towing yet. I didn't even have anything but a lawn mowing trailer when I bought this. I wasn't towing. Every once in a while, I'd pull this lighter trailer, like 3,000 pounds, fully loaded. And 28,000 miles, the factory tires were bald. I mean, that's ridiculous to me. So 30,000 miles, set of tires. 60,000 miles, set of tires. 90,000 miles, set of tires. And the biggest problem, the reason this is happening, is because of these fancy wheels that I don't really care about. They've got a 22-inch rim on a half-ton truck, not just on a half-ton truck, on a half-ton truck with a 12,000-pound tow rating. 22-inch rims. That leaves you that much sidewall. And the tire they give you looks like a car tire. Just not any good. So finally, I went and said, I'll pay whatever they cost. I want a better set of tires. So they put me in these tires here. They look like what I want. They have a thick, meaty tread on it. It's like an off-road truck tire. And the guy said, this isn't exactly the same size tire, but it's so close that you could barely tell the difference setting them next to each other. I said, okay, I am not a guy who puts a lift on and wheel spacers and huge tires. That's not my style. I've got no interest in it. 4 sets of tires in 2 years. I said, all right, let's get something better. So he puts these other tires on. These tires are a 33-inch tire. When you do the math, the stock tire recommended by Dodge is 32.1 inches. So there is 0.9 inches difference in the height of the tire. Still factory rims, no modifications. I put a tire on that was 0.9 inches taller. So I start calling the warranty people. And I'm like, what's the story with this? These tires are barely any different. It's a transmission, not a steering component. So I went back and forth with this warranty company. And I said, this is ridiculous. There's no way that these new tires I just put on shelled that transmission out. That's nonsense. And they got out the contract, and he read it off to me that you can't make suspension modifications. Okay, well, I didn't. He says, you've got a 35-inch limit on your tire size. These are 33s. They said you can't add more than 1 inch of offset. I got tires that were 1.25 inches wider. And they were denying the claim hardcore. And I fought with them and went back and forth. And what finally happened is, I stressed the point that I just put those tires on. I'd ran less than 5,000 miles. The tires have been on for like 37 days. And that's the only reason that I got them to pay for my $6,500 transmission. If I'd had these tires on for 3 months or more, with that difference, they were gonna make me pay for a $6,500 transmission when I'd bought a $4,000 warranty. So, when you sit down in that chair, here's something else they told me. They said that there's an option when you buy your warranty that you just check a box, you pay an extra $500, and it gives you permission to put a bigger tire on. No one's told me that. I know that there's a contract. I could have read every line of that, but I mean, do you read all the paperwork you're given with this stuff? When I had this stack of paperwork on the deal for buying it, and then the owner's manual and all that paperwork, and then all the warranty paperwork, nobody reads all that. Nobody told me that it mattered if I'd put like a 35-inch tire on there, I would accept fault there, but that's not what happened. So when you sit down in that chair, I'm trading this truck in. I can't find a 3/4 ton, so I ordered a Ram 2500 Laramie 3/4 ton. I maxed it out on all the towing specs and like the premium gas shocks and anything that improves its ability to tow, I put on this truck. And it's got a tow rating of 20,500 pounds. It's 8 to 10 weeks to get that truck, and when it gets here, I'm gonna be sitting down, trading this truck in, doing all the paperwork, and it's a different dealership, and that dealer and that salesman's gonna come to me and tell me that I need an extended warranty. And that's gonna be a hard conversation because that warranty did pay for this, but what I see is a company being shifty and trying to get out of covering something that should have just obviously been covered. If you think I'm dumb and you think that a 0.9 inch taller tire and an 1.25 inch wider tire shelled my transmission, hey, maybe you're right, explain it to me. I don't see any way that's the case. And once again, I just wanted this to be helpful to people. Number one, Dodge might still have transmission issues. Could be a one-time thing, but Mine went out. I didn't exceed tow capacity. Number 2, if you're gonna put bigger tires on, make sure your warranty covers that. Number 3, just pay attention to what the warranty allows and doesn't allow, and what it covers and what it doesn't cover. So, anyway, sorry for the rant, but it's been a very frustrating period of time when I, earn money working with this tractor and haven't been able to. I mow, I haven't been able to do that. I haul dirt, I haven't been able to do that. And because this claim was initially denied, I didn't even get a loaner car. And that there are no loaner cars in my area or rentals or anything with a hitch on them. So I couldn't have done work even if I did. And out of the 3.5 weeks I was without my truck, I only had a loaner for like 5 days. So just something to think about if you're buying a truck or you have a truck that's under warranty and you're gonna change the tires. Just wanted you to be aware. But hey, thanks for taking time to watch this video. Just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.